Hi, folks.
Hello.
Welcome to the September 13th edition of CVT Weekly News. We're your hosts, Jason and
Ashley.
And we're glad to have you guys with us today. Now, every episode we start off with the Valley headlines. We usually seem to start off with the Fresno Bee a little too often, don't you think?
Well, we are in Fresno.
True. But we do try to go over the whole Valley. So let's go ahead and start with the Bakersfield, Californian folks. Oftentimes, I've been a little critical of their design, their layout, because we don't really get much information. But, oddly enough, with this story, even though we only get the headline and subhead, we seem to have a pretty decent amount here. Fire closes Highway 178. No structures threatened, but plenty of inconvenience for travelers.
There's a little bit more there than usual.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Maybe the Bakersfield Californian is watching the show and hearing what you're saying.
Yeah, the likelihood of that might not be great, but hey, if they're watching, feel free. Tune in, guys. Comment. Tell us what you think. Mm-hmm. If you don't like what we're saying, feel free to. We're not above being criticized. Of course, you just opened up a door for a lot of comments, aren't
Yeah, thanks for that. So what we learn here that,
And a fire closed Highway 178. So, folks, if you normally drive 178, try to avoid it. We've got fire closing it. You don't want to cause more difficulties for yourself.
Now, the Modesto Bee, this one I'm really excited about. I think that's adorable. Is monkeys help chase away cancer fear. It looks like a hospital there. It's the Emmanuel Medical Center. Gives toy monkeys to the children so they have something to hold on to in group therapy, talking about whether they have cancer or a family member has cancer. So it gives them something to kind of relate with, maybe use to talk about their feelings more than just sitting there and talking to a group of people. Yeah. And they're toy monkeys. Who doesn't love monkeys?
Oh, exactly.
They're so cute.
They are definitely adorable. And on the job hunt, folks, apparently even felons are having a hard time finding work. Granted, they would have had a hard time anyway. Let's be honest here. Not that some of them don't need a break. Some just one-time offenders. They made one mistake. They're trying to get their life back together, and they're having a hard time finding work. Well, we're all having hard times finding work right now, folks. Mm-hmm. It's sad to hear that even those who really are just one-time offenders and are great credits to society otherwise are having a hard time, or even harder time. A job which I might be up for, any one person might be up for, a felon has even harder time getting. Well, sorry guys. Maybe things might change for that. Mm-hmm. Don't know. Next we'll move on to the Tulare Advanced Register. Apparently a Tulare Christian school turns 25. Congratulations, guys.
Yes.
Yes, it's nice to see schools actually surviving nowadays. So many closures of different schools going out through the United States. It's nice to see someone lasting that long.
Definitely, and it looks like their 9/11 blood drive brought in well more than 1,000 pints. It's amazing.
Great. Yeah, it's great to see people donating it from their own body, not just money or clothes. It's donating blood. We need that right now.
We do.
Not that we're vampires, folks. Now, on to the Visalia Times Delta. County to consider FAA grant. Apparently $95,000 would go to Sequoia Fields improvements. Well, if they do consider the grant and they get the grant, that's potentially a good thing.
It is.
Let's hope it goes through if it is indeed needed and it would indeed help and be used correctly. Sean, let's go back to the Visalia Times Delta, if you can. Pull that back up.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, and apparently 9/11 was remembered, even here in the Valley, folks.
Yeah, ceremonies, it looks like in Tulare County, memorialize the victims and heroes.
Yeah, and firefighter Francisco Benitez said during the Exeter observance, "We cannot feel your deep pain, but we can share in your loss." Well, you know what? I don't think there's any better way to sum that up.
It's true.
He hit it on the dime, or hit the nail on the head.
Hit it on the head.
I just combined euphemisms,
Anyway.
Yeah, I screwed up, all right.
Yeah.
Typical me. Yeah, but apparently their families are remembering the more than the 3,000 victims who died during the 9/11 attacks. Even here in the Valley, we're remembering them and holding them in our hearts. Mm-hmm. So you guys, even here at Central Valley Talk, our prayers, our thoughts are with you guys. Even though we're 2 days past the date, we're still there. Yeah, we're still with you guys. Now on to the Fresno Bee. Apparently, air readings just for schools. The Valley Board to give targeted, real-time data to help keep kids safe and active. That's nice to hear.
That's good.
Yeah, find air readings that'll actually be there just for the kids.
Yes.
Just for what they need, as opposed to the entire valley's data. They'll have it specific for each school's area. Oh, that's so wonderful. With being a parent of a child who has allergies due to mold, it's nice to see that we'll know at his school if he can go out and play or if he has to stay inside and do recess inside reading.
That's fun.
Yeah, well, he's a really good reader. He really loves reading, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem for him if that happens. And apparently Coast to Coast Party, the Tea Party, the Tea Party has been holding, what is it, little...
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, little rallies all over the, it looks like all over Sacramento. And apparently since it's coast to coast, I'm assuming it's nationally. But now,
Sacramento to Washington.
yeah, it's nice to see folks taking an active play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Standing up for what they believe.
Yeah, and whether or not you guys believe in the Tea Party or whatnot, you have to admit, they're willing to do what it takes to try to make a difference. If you guys want to make a difference, work like them. Work at it. Don't just sit at home twiddling your thumb saying, well, I wish somebody promoted my views. Actually
Promote them then.
Yeah, do it. Go out
Find
there
a
and
way.
make a stance. Yeah. Find folks that agree with you and form your own party if you need to. And apparently the Merced Sun-Star is just going over the same rehashed information that we did on the other papers. Not that, that's not a good thing, because they kind of need to get that information to their areas as well.
I mean, there are obviously some big stories to cover, be it 9/11 or the Tea Party's message right around that area, so.
Exactly. And apparently the San Joaquin Delta crushes the Blue Devils in opener 49-0.
Ouch.
Yeah. Congrats, San Joaquin Delta.
Yeah. Good game.
Yeah, definitely. Now, normally we go to our presidential weekly address in our second segment, but we're not even going to go to the weekly address at all this time, guys. This last weekend, the President and the First Lady and the Vice President attended memorial ceremonies in remembrance of September 11th. The emotional ceremonies were conducted at the Twin Towers site in New York City, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and the Flight 93 crash site and a national memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So we're going to go ahead and go to that video, and then we'll see you guys in a bit.
For a nation, this is a day of remembrance, a day of reflection, and with God's grace, a day of unity and renewal. We gather to remember at this sacred hour on hallowed ground, at places where we feel such grief and where our healing goes on. We gather here at the Pentagon, where the names of the lost are forever etched in stone. We gather in a gentle Pennsylvania field, where a plane went down and a tower of voices will rise and echo through the ages. And we gather where the Twin Towers fell, a site where the work goes on so that next year, on the 10th anniversary, the waters will flow in steady tribute to the nearly 3,000 innocent lives.
We come not to mourn, but to remember and rebuild. In the words of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem, The Builders, build today, then strong and sure, with firm and ample base, and ascending and secure shall tomorrow find its place.
Heinrich Bernhard Beckman, Paul Aquafina, Donald Leroy Adams, Patrick Ada Adams, Shannon Lewis Adams, Stephen
I come here today not just as First Lady, on behalf of my husband and a grateful nation. I come as an American, filled with a sense of awe at the heroism of my fellow citizens. I come as a wife, a daughter, and a sister, heartbroken at the loss so many of you have endured. May the memories of those who gave their lives here continue to be a blessing to all of you and an inspiration to all Americans. God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, folks, welcome back. I know that was a somber video. It's, I mean, it's about 9/11. How can you be anything other than somber, right? Well, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial, and stay tuned, guys. We'll have the weather, and then Swigs will be on. It's a new bar that's opening up here in North Fresno. Stay tuned.